I'm a little bit nervous about getting the reading today just because I'm like, what if it says we're not compatible? We might have to get a divorce.
That can be arranged. My name's Chris, I'm a personal trainer.
My name's Jenna and I'm a writer for BuzzFeed. We met in high school. We actually met in year 9. Yeah, we were in science class together. And we found we had some good chemistry. Sorry, that was bad.
I just remember Jenna being like the smart kid in the class who was always coming first or towards the top and always just ahead of me, which was annoying.
We used to compete to try and get top of the class and I always won.
No, I beat you in one class.
Which one?
It was economics or business studies, one of those two.
Business studies,
yes.
You just beat me. What I love most about Chris is he's so open-minded. I feel like I can tell him anything and he doesn't judge me at all. Chris's worst quality is he kind of tends to bottle up his emotions rather than talking about them.
Jenna's worst quality is that she's very messy. Yeah.
What about my best?
Best quality is that she's sometimes not as messy. No. I love that Jenna's very ambitious in life and inspires others. I'm interested to get a reading and see what comes from it.
What do you think is going to come from it?
I have no expectations at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lexi LaFour and I'm a Sydney-based astrologer. Today I've got 2 charts in front of me, Chris and Jenna's. So we're going to start with sun signs. Jenna's sign is a Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. Jenna, you would be very practical, very grounded, very logical, very calm, but extremely stubborn and extremely set in your ways. Tauruses are always working. Their life is very much based around work. Tauruses do not like to be wrong. This is like one of the most well-known traits of a Taurus. This is because you usually are right. You usually are really well-researched, but you know, you're human and you are wrong, and I just don't feel like, Jenna, you're gonna be admitting that to Chris too often. Chris, your sun sign, you're an Aries, and Aries is a fire sign. You, Chris, are really kind of quite sporadic, quite impulsive, quite changeable and flexible, and together, sometimes you might butt heads, but it's a really beautiful combination because you, Jenna, would be very consistent and grounding for Chris, and Chris would be really exciting and passionate and engaging for you, Jenna.
Yeah, it's pretty right for Jenna.
I'm definitely stubborn. I'm always right.
Always working.
I'm always working. Yeah, I was really surprised by that. I didn't know that was a Taurus thing, but that explains a lot about me.
Well, Jenna, we'll start with you and your moon sign. Your moon sign is a Leo. Leo is super playful, super proud, super loyal, super passionate. Definitely Leos hate to lose, love to win, and really can get under your skin. You, Chris, have an Aquarius moon, which is so cool. And it's also kind of got a bad rap as being the most unemotional sign. Chris, like sometimes I feel like in a partnership, you would be quite hard to read emotionally because although your Aries sun is expressive and fun and known to be emotional, there would be a lot of things that you hold in your Aquarius moon, kind of like a little vault, and your partner would definitely sense and be frustrated that you do seem really cold or detached or just unwilling to go into that emotional vault.
Oh my God.
What?
That explains so much.
It's because I have no emotions at all.
Jenna, your Mercury sign is in Taurus, which is consistent with your sun sign, but it's also really intense. Like it's a Taurus double whammy. So for Chris, I kind of feel sorry for you, like just thinking like, how are you gonna argue against Jenna with like her Mercury sign in Taurus? There's kind of no winning. Jenna, like you're really, really sure of yourself. You're really assertive when you're communicating. Jenna, if you feel like upset or wronged, you're gonna be quite a drama queen about it because of your Leo moon, and your Taurus sun sign and your Taurus Mercury is really not gonna wanna admit that. So Chris, your Mercury sign is in Pisces. Pisces are all about feeling. They have their own kind of internal reality. Jenna, you probably are the one often asking Chris how he feels and wanting to resolve and work through and talk through things. And Chris, you don't really bring up conflict and communicate it and want to go into it. Sometimes that's like frustrating too in a partnership.
That was spot on.
Yeah, it's easier to apologise to you than to fight. I never win.
Jenna, your Venus is in Gemini, and this changes everything. This is super compatible with Chris. You're extremely flexible in the ways that you can give and show love, and you want variety in the ways that you receive love. Chris, your Venus is in Taurus. So you've also got a little bit of that Taurian energy, and this is really good news for the two of you. The ways that you give love to Jenna and show care to Jenna is super grounded, undeniable, realistic, practical, maybe at times like a little boring, but Jenna really loves it.
In terms of Chris's love sign, I think that definitely sounds right to me. Like, rather than expressing his emotions, which is what my immediate response is, his immediate response is, okay, well, what can I do?
So Jenna and Chris, I think ultimately your charts are super compatible. You definitely have your challenges, but they're super minor and they're definitely workable. Looking at your whole chart, everything is so beautifully balanced and mixed. It's quite interesting and crazy. I don't think I've seen a more compatible chart. So I think the cool challenge for you guys would be like, if Chris, you could just be a little bit more verbal with your emotions and your expressions to Jenna. She'd probably really appreciate that. And Jenna, I think if you could sometimes give Chris the space to be not so well formulated, not so assertive, and not so put together, and not so knowing how he feels.
Well, we're not getting divorced, I don't think, which is a good start.
I feel relieved that we're compatible according to astrology.
Yeah.
For Chris, the least accurate was actually your sun sign. Like that, it wasn't 100% accurate, but then like everything else was like, okay, when you bring all that in, it just explains so much about our relationship and the way we interact. And I think the advice she gave like is
It's pretty spot on. Yeah, I need to express my feelings more.
Are you glad that we're compatible?
Well, I knew we were, but now the stars say we are as well.